Hi everyone, thank you for coming to Ausi.Darshan. Let's discuss 7 things which are insanely expensive in everyday life here in Australia. When I first moved here, I was shocked by the prices of these items. Since now I've been living here for almost 3 years, I'm somewhat used to the prices, but every now and then I look back or talk to my family back home in India and reminded of just how expensive things are here. So let's get started. First, eating out. Eating out is so expensive here. Anywhere you go, you will end up spending not less than $20 per dish. Even a burger costs around $15. Honestly, with that kind of money, I'd rather buy something for myself like clothes or go to Kmart and buy a home appliance than regularly spending this much on eating out. In India, on the other hand, you have an option to choose between the cheapest of cheapest restaurants to decent one and to the most expensive ones as well. You can choose according to what fits your budget or your pocket. If you decide to go to a decent restaurant, a dish would cost you around 200 rupees and the same dish can cost you around 1000 rupees if you decide to go to a fancy restaurant. So you have the flexibility on the basis of your pocket in India, whereas here in Australia, the prices of the dishes are more or less consistent wherever you go. Second, salon or grooming as I would call it. This was honestly a big shock for me. Back in India, I used to go almost every 2 weeks to get my eyebrows and upper lips done. And it would cost me just 50 rupees or less. But here in Australia, just getting the eyebrows done is around $10, which according to me is certainly not cheap. And I hardly get it done now. I tend to do it at home. Just to give you a broader idea, a simple men haircut costs around $30. And for women, it starts from 50 and goes all the way up. So you get the gist, right? The cost of these services is certainly significant as compared to what we have back in India. It just cannot be compared. Third, groceries. Every time I go to Aldi or Woolies for grocery shopping, I don't know where my money goes. It just vanishes. And I'm sure it's the story of every household. I easily end up spending like $100 on small little items. And when I get back home and look at what I've bought, I feel like I still don't have enough to make a proper meal. To put things in perspective, I'll give you a small example. A small bunch of coriander here costs $2, whereas back in India, you get a whole big bunch for around 15 to 20 rupees only. I don't think I need to say more. What I don't understand is that even the fruits and vegetables which are locally grown here in Australia and are not imported are still so expensive. I don't really understand why. Fourth, public transport. Oh, this is a hefty one. The city where I live, which is Sydney, the transport fares feel like extortion. I've been to other cities in Australia like Adelaide, Melbourne, Brisbane. Transport is definitely cheaper there. For example, in Melbourne and Adelaide, the trams that run in the city are mostly free. In Brisbane, we all know that it's just 50 cents per ride, which is crazy. But here in Sydney, nada. You get nothing. You just keep giving and giving. Every time I travel to my office, which is in city and is 40 minutes from my place, I spend around $13 both sides per day, which if you ask me is certainly not cheap. If you have to travel to office on a regular basis, it comes out to be a lot. Even if I travel just 2 stations from my place via train, it costs me around $4.5 for just a 5 minutes of journey. Can you imagine? Fifth, rent. Now, rents can vary depending on which part of Australia you're living in, but generally, if you're living alone, it can easily take up 30% of your salary. And in Sydney, it's a no-brainer that we are having some of the highest rents in the world. You can expect to pay a minimum of $600 per week on a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment, which is around 1 hour away from the city. In Melbourne, I've heard that it's roughly $100 cheaper, but even then, rent takes up a major chunk of your salary. It's pretty expensive here. It honestly feels like you're paying somebody else's mortgage by renting a place. Sixth, entertainment subscriptions like YouTube Premium, Netflix or Prime. In India, I used to pay just 150 rupees for my YouTube Premium, but here in Australia, it's $14 per month, which is a huge difference. Likewise, I pay much more for Netflix and Amazon Prime membership compared to what I used to pay back in India. If I add up these little costs from these different subscription companies, it comes out to around $50 per month. In India, the same subscriptions would cost me not more than 500 rupees. Seventh, road tolls. Now, Adelaide and Perth don't have any road tolls. When we drove there, we drove freely, not rashly, but not constantly worrying about the unexpected charges. In Melbourne, there are majorly just 3 major road toll networks. However, here in Sydney, just like many other things, it feels like extortion. It has the most expensive road toll network. Every road that you go to is generally a toll road. If you search, Sydney is often cited as one of the most tolled cities in the world. Even if you set your Google Maps to avoid tolls option and you end up taking one wrong turn, you will be redirected to one of the toll roads. And bam! $15 gone from your bank account. In India, you might pay a small fee for toll on the highways when traveling between the cities, but you don't pay just to drive to work within your own city every single day. That was all my list of items which are hell expensive here in Australia. If you think I missed out something, be sure to comment down below. Would love to hear those. Watch my other videos. I bet they'll be helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.